The Little White Cat. A long, long time ago, in a valley far away, the giant Trencos lived in a great castle that had 100 doors, each door guarded by a huge hound with tongue of fire and claws of iron. Trencos made war on the neighboring king of the torrents, killing that king and slaying his people. And then Trencos carried off the king's only daughter, the beautiful Princess Eileen, to his own castle. Here he provided the princess with beautiful rooms, servants dressed in blue and yellow satin, and harpers to play sweet music for her. But the giant warned her, "If you take a single step outside the castle, my hounds will tear you to pieces." A week after Princess Eileen's arrival, war broke out between the giant and the king of the islands. And before he set out, the giant told the princess, "When I return, as I am bound to do, then shall I make you my wife." The princess began to cry, for she would rather die than marry the giant who had slain her father. "Crying will only spoil your bright eyes, my little princess," said Trencos, "and you will have to marry me whether you like it or not. And since I'm sure you will miss me and will want some way to pass the time, you may make free to read any book in my library," a room filled with volumes the giant had never read. The princess regained her room, where she cried as if her heart would break. Night brought neither sleep nor comfort, and in the gray light of morning, she rose and opened the window to see if there were any chance of escape. But the window was ever so high above the ground, and below lurked the hungry, ever-watchful hounds. The princess was about to close the window when she thought she saw the branches of the tree that was nearest to it moving. She looked again and saw a little white cat creeping along one of the branches. "Poor little kitty," said the princess. "Come to me, kitty." To her surprise, the cat said, "Stand back from the window, and I will." Moments later, the little white cat jumped into the room. "Where do you come from, and what is your name?" asked the princess, to which the cat answered, "All that matters is that I am a friend and have come to help you. So listen to me. When the giant comes back from battle and asks you to marry him, tell him you will." "Never will I marry him," said the princess. "I know," said the cat, "but when he asks, say you will, but on one condition. His servants must wind for you 3 balls as big as these out of the fairy dew that lies on the bushes on a misty morning." And the cat, putting his right forefoot into his ear, drew out 3 tiny balls, 1 yellow, 1 red, and 1 blue. "They are not much bigger than peas," said the princess. "The servants will not be long at this work." "Won't they?" grinned the cat. "It will take them a month and a day to make 1. So it will take 3 months and 3 days before all 3 balls are wound. But the giant, like you, will think they can be made in no time. So he will promise to do what you ask. He will soon find out his mistake, but he will keep his word and will not press you to marry him until the balls are wound." "When will the giant come back?" asked Eileen. "Tomorrow afternoon." "Will you stay with me until then? I am very lonely." "I cannot stay," said the cat. "I have to return to the palace on the island on which no man has ever placed his foot, and where no man but one shall ever come." "Where is that island? And who is that man?" "The island is in the far-off seas where no vessel ever has sailed. The man you will see for yourself, and if all goes well, he will one day slay the giant Trencos and free you from his power." "Alas," sighed the Princess Eileen, No weapon can wound the 100 hounds that guard this castle, and no sword can kill the giant Trencos." "There is a sword that can kill him," said the cat. "But I must go now. Remember what you are to say to the giant when he comes home, and watch the tree on which you saw me. And if you see in the branches anyone you like well enough, throw him these 3 balls. But take care not to speak a single word to him, or allow him to speak, for if you do, all will be lost." And without another word, he jumped out onto the tree and was gone. Princess Eileen now felt at least a ray of hope, and she determined not to spend all her time weeping. She remembered the giant's library and tried to distract her mind by reading. And as she read, the Princess Eileen began to think. For more titles from Jim Weiss and Well-Trained Mind Press, please visit us at jimweiss.com or welltrainedmind.com. Thank you for listening.